Shout out to you, Aunt Viv.
Which one? The Orig or
The dark.
the Orig?
The dark.
The Orig, the one that balled out in her ballerina class, her modern jazz class, whatever it is. Yeah. We're really good at it.
Yeah, that's just the dance he was doing.
Yeah, something of that sort.
Oh, yeah, something of that sort.
Welcome, everyone.
It is season 2 of Bad by 9.
What up?
I am one of your hosts, Hev.
And I'm your other host, Keith Stone Light.
Is this how we're going to start this? Keith Stone Light, huh?
I was actually thinking about that earlier on how I was going to introduce myself. And, for better or worse, that's what I came up with. So,
okay. All right.
The name Keith isn't... It's hard to find things to really, pun it out, I guess.
You could always go with teeth.
Yeah, well, growing up, I was called Keith the Queef a lot.
Well, if the name fits.
It doesn't. It most certainly does not in this situation.
Well, welcome back, guys. This is the podcast that you love, the household name. We're back for you guys. Starting off with our famous openings as usual. We have a new format, as you can see. We have now video. And now we're in a backyard. A mansion, actually. It's the size is insurmountable. Maybe one day we'll show you guys, but for now.
It's located ghetto adjacent of Phoenix.
Phoenix, Arizona. But yeah, it is great.
So if you hear some birds, if you hear cats brawling from time to time, maybe a muffler explosion, just know that these are things that we're doing to invite you in to our realm.
And not to mention the one or two background audience members that we may have today. Yeah.
Do you want to introduce her?
No, I don't. I definitely. She just went viral. I'm not about to go.
She did go. Can we talk about that real quick, though? Hev's mom went viral, everybody, and it was wonderful. She did the Bus It Challenge.
And when we release this video 9 years from now, no one will know what this is. No one will know.
But she hella blew up. She has 1 million views, I think.
Probably
almost.
in total.
In total, yeah, for sure. I think she's 750 on Insta.
With all the pages that end up sharing it, who knows how many it is.
So if you start seeing her on the podcast, it's really to get her viewers to drive up ours. So we are not beneath exploiting people for our own benefit.
Not at all. Pay attention to us, guys. We're pretty great.
I mean, we both like to think so. We wouldn't have a podcast if we didn't.
That's true. That's very, very true.
I think you have to have some sort of grandiose view of yourself in order to do a podcast.
Grandiose, huh?
Well, because you think people are actually interested in listening to what you have to say.
So when are we going to just start quoting Harry Potter spells off of the blue like that? Grandiose.
I feel like you haven't even watched Harry Potter.
I've seen several of the Potters.
Okay. All right. Well, anyways, so we are now in season 2, and I think we are looking to continue where we kind of left off from last season. So we'll continue delivering wonderful and ignorant reviews of TV.
Enlightening, very fulfilling.
I see.
And Paula Patton should be in most of the things that we look at.
All right, so since you brought her up, which, we're, I think, maybe 5 minutes into this recording. And
Yep.
I would say I'm offended that it wasn't brought up sooner, but what has Paula Patton been up to?
She has, ever since she's let Robin Thicke down, she has been thriving. That's all I need to know. There's this new network, Sky TV, where we know where the limit is.
Shut up.
Honestly, I think the last thing that she was in was that movie where she was, she was either their mom or the caretaker of the kids, and the kids saw that creature that was leading them to a treasure of some sort.
Huh.
Way worse than World of Warcraft, the best movie ever made. Yeah, that's where we're at.
All right, so she's still out of work. She hasn't been doing anything.
Yeah, fair.
But
Fair.
I think everyone deserved that in 2020, or not deserved, but everyone gets a pass for their 2020.
Do we?
I think so.
I don't think the government's going to give us a pass.
Not the way I'm filing my taxes right now. No. How did your 2020 go, Hev?
I don't want to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it. It was a shit show. Between losing the job because of COVID, I had to readjust from being a male stripper librarian and find other things. When they just don't allow patrons into your club anymore.
Right.
It's like, how are you going to make a living? It's very tough. So I had to go back to...
I have a question.
Okay.
Were you receiving patrons in your club prior to 2020?
Enough to make a living. So I had to go back to my first love. And...
Salesforce?
Had to go back to that job. So yeah, I had to go back and get a new job. But it was stressful for a bit.
Right.
But it turned around towards the end. Everyone's thriving. I survived being around someone with COVID, and
You did.
I didn't get it. But yeah, it turned out pretty well. Went to Cabo with yeah
Cabo.
Cabo.
That was a fun time.
Excuse me.
Wonder if that married man remembers me at all.
I think everyone remembers you.
Thank you. I like that.
Yeah, everyone remembers you. I know the real Katie from Katie remembers you. Shout out to you. Katie from
I
Katie.
think it's pretty liberal to think that she's going to listen.
I'm going to send it to her directly.
Directly.
Yeah. I'm not going to say anything bad about her. She sent me soaps.
She did send you soaps. How were they?
Oh, God, amazing.
Yeah.
So far.
What flavors have you tried so far?
There's one that was the Hulk. I could be wrong.
So it was green.
No. No, so it was one that she labeled as like a masculine scent, and I used it first. Loved it. I love it. And I still have so many bars. Like, I just finished that first bar today. So many bars. We're going to start spitting later. We're going to do a hot... We're going to do a... We're going to do a hot freestyle for you guys later. So no, it was really good. She sent me soap. Loved it. That was my 2020. How about yours?
You went to Cabo and you got some soaps.
Yeah, got them soaps.
And you worked on Salesforce. My 2020 wasn't bad. Like, in retrospect, I got a couple promotions, and then I ended up leaving that job and going to another company. All like on my own accord. It wasn't like forced upon me or anything. Went to Cabo with you. Kind of got a boo thing. A COVID boo.
Gross.
And that's been going well. Him and your mom seem to be vibing a lot.
I know, it's very gross.
Do you think your mom was trying to go for the color of his do-rag when she did her hair?
Yeah, I think so. But also, she got her inspiration from the first Rush Hour, the Asian bad guy Juntao. Because she's a light-skinned woman with slick back hair. And she took those glasses off, you'd be like, I bet you can make a mean fried rice.
Speaking of light-skinned women, have you been following any of the Danny Lee DaBaby drama?
No.
Well, mostly it was just Danny Lee with her song Yellowbone.
Oh, I heard about it.
Yeah.
And then I realized this is stupid.
And so you just continue playing WoW.
Yeah. There was never stopping playing that. No, I heard discussion about it, and then I looked into it, and I'm just like, when you go out and apologize, that's when it got worse.
Right.
You could have just stuck to your
Right.
guns.
I feel like, yeah, it was almost like I'm going to apologize, but then I'm also going to defend everything that I said.
Yeah.
And then tell y'all to not be sensitive,
Mm-hmm.
but then also say I'm sorry. And it's like...
No. And even then, yellow bone's not a thing. It's red bone. It's red bone. So,
okay.
yellow bone's not a thing.
The yellow bone's what she wants. I mean, the worst thing about it is just it's a bad song.
Well, also that, and I heard someone compare it to, it was in comparison to the Whispers of Jane Aiko. How do you say it?
Janae
Aiko,
I
yeah,
think.
Aiko.
That's how
It
it's...
was like, it blew Janae out of the water, as in Janae's that much better after that song came out. Her whispers compared to that. The mumbling comparison.
They're not even in, like, the same lane, though.
In the mumbling? I believe they could be.
But Danny's more, like...
Bad. And I love Janae.
But like Danny does a lot more, like, hard trap beats versus Janae is very, like,
good,
moody with her. No, I love Janae, for sure. And
Yeah.
I honestly, like, I liked Danny Lee's first album. She had an EP before that, and I really liked that as well.
Did you?
Her album Movie wasn't terrible, but then she
Was
releases...
it a movie? What would you get?
Well, she did, like, 7 music videos with it, so I would say, like, it was like a 20 to 30-minute music video that she also did with it, so I'd say, yeah. But, like, when she gets in her pocket, which I think is more of, like, the Janae Aiko sort of lane, she sounds really good, but then she has, like, this hard trap side that she likes to kind of exploit or put out there, and all of the stuff that she does for that, I'm not a fan of.
I can say she needs to leave that Yu-Gi-Oh side of her behind.
The Yu-Gi-Oh side.
You activated my trap response. Made a Yu-Gi-Oh reference, guys, over there. That was June's Out, everybody.
So I think we're gonna move on.
Yep, we are. So first and foremost, this episode is sponsored by giraffes.
Giraffe cups.
Giraffe cups.
When you need a cup and you like giraffes, giraffe cups. But guys, we don't have sponsors, so
No,
if you want to give us money to hear us talk, that'd be great.
It's going to go nothing but up from here. So let's talk about recaps.
Okay. You want to start with The Mandalorian?
Okay, let's start with The Mandalorian.
Season 2 is out.
Mm-hmm.
Got another 8 episodes.
Yes.
How'd you feel about where Season 2 went, and how do you feel about Season 2 compared to Season 1?
So Season 2 is more fresh on my memory. I wasn't able to rewatch everything as planned this week due to real jobs.
Salesforce.
All right, so Season 2 was great. My favorite part about Season 2, and this is just me being such a fan, as Bill Burr, when he was the bad guy that got caught in jail in the first time, and they broke him out this season to help him do all those things for, I think it was like 2 episodes.
Yep.
Loved it. Loved everything about him because he's the same person.
And then they let him go.
Yeah.
At the end. Yeah.
Like that's his personality in his stand-up. It's just like, I don't fuck, man. I'm gonna be aggressive and I'm gonna say whatever. Like he didn't change his whole flow up to be in a new universe at all.
Right.
Loved it completely. But when it comes to, like, the storyline, I'm glad it was less side quest.
Yeah.
It started off very side questy with the frozen tundra and
with the spiders,
Grogu eating babies, eating eggs.
all the eggs,
bro. Like, you murderer. That's.
I mean,
like you don't want to address that. You're gonna be a murderer like that.
He probably would love boba tea. Boba Fett tea. Oh, that's what it should be called. Boba Fett tea.
Stop.
I thought it was clever.
Blue didn't like
on
it.
The spot. Blue doesn't like a lot of things. He's old and grumpy, and that's fair.
That's fair. He has to listen to your jokes all day.
All right. Borderline offensive.
All right. So
Anyhow.
Season 2, loved it.
How did you feel about the end? The surprise.
One, I didn't like how they treated Who's the main bad guy?
Dude from
Yes.
the God,
Darth Maul.
not
I don't like how they
not
treated
Darth. I
Darth
can't
Maul.
remember his name to save the life of me. But
That gentleman. I don't like his arc and how mysterious it was and how badass he was, how it ended so weirdly. But the call out of the young, it's not photoshopped, the young, very visually Anakin.
the CGI. Yeah.
The young one coming in, loved
Of
it.
Luke.
Yes, of Luke.
Dude, and him just like walking through the space station, just demolishing all those attack droids.
Yeah,
I think it
love
was baller.
Yes,
It was so good.
I can't wait. Oh, another call out.
Great.
I need to remember this woman's name, but the Asian woman whose sidekick was to Boba Fett.
Boba Fett. Mm-hmm.
She is my favorite. Ever since
So much
Agents of
so
Shield,
you remember her name.
It's Agent May.
It's like
She's
every girl
always
you
going to
met
be
in
Agent May, and I love her. She has never struck out with me.
No.
She is my one true Asian. I'm kidding. But no, I loved her in that because every time she's in like these action TV shows, I almost said sitcom, action TV shows, she plays like the same aggressive part, and I'm like, yeah, so I'm on your side, woman power.
And you said she's in Agents of Shield. Is that where
Yes.
you watched her?
She died and came back to life. Who else do you know who does that? She's so cool.
Moira Rose in her Sunset Bay off of Schitt's Creek. She died plenty of times.
That show's over with.
Yeah, but I rewatched it recently. It's so good.
Why? Why would you want to go through all that emotions and crying?
Because it's more laughter than crying. It's a great show. Not the Giraffe Cup. They're our sponsor. Don't slam it down. It's offensive. I really like season 2.
Okay.
I thought, kind of like you, it was like you only had 3 or 4 episodes where it was like, maybe 3 episodes where it was just like kind of, where are we going with this?
Oh, so I'm gonna pause you. So I just remembered another one of the side quests where he found the armor. Armor when he went to that desert city. Like they were not all desert cities, and they had to defeat defeat that guy. I'm just like, just more side quests, y'all.
So here's what I'm gonna say about the side quests is, I agree. Like when you're watching it week to week, it's kind of like, where is the main story progressing? But Stoddle and I, we watched season 1 and season 2, like we binged it all. And when you binge it, it actually goes, the main storyline actually progresses pretty well from episode to episode. It just doesn't appear that way when you only have 25-minute episodes that you're watching once a week. So I will say from like start to finish, season 1 and season 2 actually move the storyline, the overall storyline, really well. So if that's like a gripe of yours, I would recommend rewatching like the whole, just binging it real quick, because I think you'll get what I'm trying to say.
No, continue.
That's fine. Dick. And now there's a bee by my face. This is part of doing it in nature. But I liked season 2, what they did with this storyline. So I loved when they brought in Ahsoka, and I'm very excited for her to get her own little spin-off.
Jay-Z's sister?
No. But I'm excited for her to get her own little spin-off.
Yes.
I'm also excited for Boba Fett to get his own little spin-off.
I am too, because Agent May is going to be in it.
Wonderful. I'm so happy for you to personally have in that endeavor.
I have many things that I like. I have many wins. All right? All right, what else are you happy for?
So yeah, I thought overall season 2 of The Mandalorian was really good. I'm excited to see where they go. Season 3 graphics were obviously just amazing again.
Yeah, it made me hate spiders for a little bit more than I normally do.
Fuck those spiders.
The
man.
eyes?
They were,
The eyes?
mm-mm.
Oh my god.
Hard pass on that. I didn't like that episode. That freaked me out.
Yeah, agreed.
But yeah, I think overall, I thought they did a really good job just with the series and kind of tying it in. I was like shocked when Boba Fett came out. I was like, I thought you died.
Yeah.
In episode, what was it? Episode 5? I believe it was episode 4
Yeah.
of Star Wars when he falls into the sand pit with that monster. But he survived it.
Yeah.
Boba Fett's a G.
He is.
So,
Came back for his armor. So I'm saying.
And he got it. He got it. This is the way. So Mandalorian was good. I think there was a movie that we both recently watched, a holiday-themed movie that not only just really touched upon the Christmas spirit.
It encapsulates. Is that the right word? Capsule. It captured
You got
the
there.
everything that you really should look for into in a movie. It touched every notch, every heartwarming point.
And I think it it showed what most kids would do nowadays if they received a lump of coal.
Yep.
And that would be hire an assassin to murder Santa Claus.
Yep. So, the name of the movie is Fatman.
Fatman.
And
Starring Mel Gibson
Mel Gibson. And
as Santa.
his wife, black woman. Shout out to you, Wanda Sykes.
To be clear to the audience, it's not Wanda Sykes.
Definitely it's not. This is the only famous black woman I can think of right now.
There's at least 3 more.
Shout out to you, Aunt Viv.
Which one? The Orig or
The Dark.
the Orig?
The Dark.
The Orig, the one that balled out in her ballerina class, her modern jazz class, whatever it is. Yeah. We're really good at it.
Yeah, that's just the dance he was doing.
Yeah, something of that sort.
Oh, yeah, something of that sort.
So
Fatman
came out last year.
Yes.
Maybe it's a Redbox exclusive. I don't know.
It definitely it wasn't that exclusive because I was able to get it.
I think it was a dark comedy. I think is what they were basically going for. By comedy, I had a few of these moments where I would go, and then that was about it.
I smirked a few times, and then I also, in movies like this, I like to think of, what if someone approached me with this movie, and I have to really think of, no one's going to approach you with this,
Right.
but also it's like if you go,
6'10" black.
this is true, but it's just like, how would you act in this situation? And I realize I'd be way worse. I'd be way, way worse. Like
Like if someone approached you to murder Santa?
yeah. Like,
Oh,
he played it serious. I'd be laughing the whole time. Where he was plotting, where he murdered a UPS guy. USPS guy.
Yeah. Government official.
He asked them, like, hey, where does Santa's letters go? And the guy answered him, like, hey, they just, we put them all in the box.
Box
They're out the
310.
thing.
Whatever.
He's like, oh, cool, thank you.
Pow, pow. Pew, pew.
And I'm like, yo, he gave you it? You didn't even have to. There was no running away. But then you realize, oh, he's going to put on his outfit and drive to, the outfit fits him perfectly and drive right into.
You got a plan.
He had a plan.
Nothing wrong with a plan. Unless that plan is to murder the fat man.
Yeah, I'd be laughing the whole time. But I did like the modern twist where they're like, Santa needs money. And
So the government subsidized his services.
to build bombs. Jesus. And then
Using
also,
his elves.
And also the fact that he's like, he had to compete against like Amazon and whatever else that he was being quoted against. I'm just, I'm like, I like this twist. I can deal with that.
Because they would totally do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, if you're Santa and you have the magic in you, you don't need money. You can just like set things up. I mean,
yeah, but he had that soft spot. Remember that scene where Mrs. Claus delivered him the kids that he got them a gift when they were young, and then they ended up going on to be like, he got like one of the kids like a fake or like a kitty kitchen.
Yeah.
Like a little Tyke's kitchen, and then he became a chef, and then he like, teared up a little bit, and he's like, that's what he does it for. That's the joy of Santa.
Look here. He could have been using his stuff for evil. All I'm saying, he cock blocked that guy in the bar.
Yeah, he did.
And then he was just over here mind reading. It's like, oh yeah, Joe Smith, what are you doing here? She's like, how do you know my name? I just do. How's your wife doing?
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, man.
Hey.
Let him dip
Santa
in that.
Santa believes in the sanctity of marriage.
Nah, you need to let that man dip in them things. You know what I'm saying? Let that man dip in them dabbles. Dabbles in them dips.
You know, I was on Santa's side in that scene. He needed to be home with his wife and kids.
I don't think he had kids. I think it was just wife. But fair.
He needs to be home.
It's fair. But
Santa's allowed to cock block.
Okay. All right.
Put that on a shirt.
But how about that moment when he came back to that bar and was like, "Can I get a milk?"
I don't remember that part.
Oh my God! He came back to the bar where so when he was when he left the spoiler alert when he left the USPS store and was like, "Oh, one of your friends was looking for you. Was he the uptight guy in the suit?" Yeah. He's like, "Yeah, that's a friend of mine." And then he left, and the guy was trying to assassinate him from the car. He set up the whole rifle right out the window, like no one would see this.
But then
right out the window, yeah.
The truck moved in front of him.
And then when he left there, he went to the bar and was like, "Let me get a milk." Bruh, like, come on. Have some...
That's your biggest gripe of the film?
No, my biggest gripe of the film...
The fact that he didn't let him dip his bang in some bangs.
Yeah. No, my biggest gripe of the film is that he didn't kill that little kid at the end.
Oh, yeah, that kid needed to get murked, for sure.
So, what was your favorite part of the film?
The credits. No, I mean, the action scenes were actually not that bad.
Yeah.
And I think, like you, I like the little small things of, like, them subsidizing Santa for his services, and then the military coming in because they're so efficient to build some weapons in the off season. Like, just like that random story line plots, I think, were my favorite part.
Also, when they were eating lunch, and the general or whatever that guy was, he sat down with the elders like, "Why don't y'all eat real food?" And they're like, "No, we have an optimized thing. Whereas sugar, we work 23 hours, sleep for 30 minutes, and we're back
and then
at
we
it."
Need more sugar.
Yeah.
And he's like, "No, you need fiber and vegetables."
And like, we have lived for 800 years,
right?
And you're questioning me?
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Hey, they're on to something."
Yeah. So let me have my maple syrup with my gummy bears.
Bitch. Yeah, definitely. But no, I enjoyed that. I think start to finish, it was a solid 6.
Yeah, it wasn't the worst Mel Gibson film.
No. What is the worst Mel Gibson film? All the others.
God, I can't even think of. No, he was the director in that, right? Apocalypto.
That's still a Mel Gibson film.
Oh, okay. Well, that wasn't even a bad film, though. God, I can't even think of it. He doesn't really do bad films, actually.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I don't know. I can't think of it.
All right. Face Off. Final answer. He wasn't in it. So...
Oh.
No, but it was great. I enjoyed it.
Cool. So we watched... what else were we going to talk... Oh, we are going to talk about WandaVision.
Yes.
Another Disney Plus...
exclusive,
yeah. So WandaVision is
first 4 episodes,
off.
3 episodes?
4. So WandaVision is kicking off Phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I think up until... I'm glad that we're recording this now that we've watched the 4th episode. Because I think my opinion of it, just given the first 3...
It would have been hella negative.
Yeah, and I think the 4th episode was like, oh, okay, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, now they do. I didn't trust them.
Yeah, no. And so it starts off with...
Shitty.
In like a 50s sitcom, black and white. You see it in like standard edition, like the 13:9 square or whatever. And you have Wanda Maximoff, who's Scarlet Witch, and then you have Vision, who are in like a 50s sitcom in like this town, and they're basically just like living their life. And in the first episode, there's just like a couple weird blips that happen within the episode. Like there's a random helicopter that she finds that's in color. The rest of everything is black and white, and then there's a bee keeper that comes out of a storm drain, and then it kind of switches back to regular. But the whole thing plays out kind of like a typical 50s sitcom. Corny jokes, all that sort of stuff.
Lasted too long, I'll tell you that.
That's what you thought?
Oh, yeah.
First episode, too long?
Yeah.
20 minutes?
The corniness lasted too long for like the 1 or 2 blips of...
What you were getting.
Yeah, to know what the hell is going on. Because I literally thought they were doing like an I Love Lucy Bewitched thing for this. And I was going to scream. If like the whole season was just like this sort of television thing,
I
would have screamed.
I think is fair.
Yeah, and then the second episode, the same thing.
We moved to the 60s, I think, in the second episode.
Yes.
Still black and white.
Still black and white.
But again, you had a few things that popped up in color. You had a little radio frequency that came through where you hear what we now know is... what's his name? Jason
Park?
Something like that. But an FBI agent that's in Ant-Man. And you hear him over the radio frequency, but then it cuts back.
Is this the episode where the neighbors start acting weird? That one white lady and then the black dude?
No, that's the third one when it's in color. When they're by the wall. Talking to Vision.
Yeah, but she was acting weird before. So when he came over the radio, the woman she was talking to was shocked. It was like,
she's like, "You're evil. I don't believe you," or something of that nature.
And then it did that whole skip scene, and they went back to what it was supposed to do. So it started there, and then it did escalate in the third. You're correct.
Yeah. So then third episode, we jump to the 70s where it's in color,
and then they allowed black people in.
Yep. Who we find out that agent. In the 4th episode, we find out that she gets blipped with Thanos' finger snap.
And she comes back.
Yeah, and she is the daughter of, I forget what her name is, but who had up Sword, and she ends up passing away.
I hate that it's Sword and Shield, by the way. I hate it, and I love it at the same time.
I mean, they were gonna make that acronym work, so
Sword and Shield,
they figured out a way to put some words in there to make those acronyms work.
Yeah, they sure did. That's for sure.
But she was the little black girl in Captain Marvel.
Yes, she was.
And now she's all adult, and she gets sucked. We find out she gets sucked into. So the whole town is basically under a spell or a hex. And there's a few working theories that I've been seeing online. So it's either... I called
it in the beginning.
Well, okay, so what's your theory?
I called it in the beginning. This is all her doing. Because isn't she technically the strongest Avenger?
She's super strong.
Yeah, I think
she can like manipulate reality and all that sort of stuff.
And I think I knew this in the beginning. I'm like, none of this makes sense. This is all in her head, and it's her head magnified across a town space. Granted, I didn't know that it was a full-on town, but I knew as soon as those people started freaking out when they had to, like in the third episode, I immediately knew when they were freaking out by that wall.
Oh yeah,
about
they're
what
like,
was
she
going
doesn't
on.
belong
Like,
here. She doesn't have a home.
Yeah, we don't belong. Like they almost were trying to like slip up, but they couldn't say anything to Vision.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh yeah, no, this is all Scarlet Witch. This is definitely all Scarlet Witch.
So that is like one theory that's going out there.
She's traumatized, so she's creating this reality because Vision's dead.
No,
Who saw the greater?
Yeah, that part was like, it kind of like did like a little jump back. I was like, oh, dead.
I'm like, I had to stop playing WoW for a second. Whoa.
Yeah, and then, but so that's one theory. There's another one that's saying that because it's there's a whole bunch of 6 symbols everywhere. Like the perimeter is a hex, and the shape of the hexagon is for like the future of Hydra, which is called AIM, I guess, in the comics. And so they're saying that there's a possibility that all of this is being put on by AIM as part of it. And then there's another theory that, oh God, what is his? There is a devil villain in the Marvel universe, and I can't remember his name. But there's a theory out there
Tory
that...
Lanez?
Yeah. He shot Megan Thee Stallion and then disappeared into Westville. That doesn't exist. Just Eastville. Eastview. No.
It had nothing to do with it.
Nothing at all. But there's a theory that he's the one that, even though Wanda, yes, is doing this hex on the town, that she's being like manipulated or brainwashed by this guy, and he's going to be the ultimate villain in this 4th phase of
I can see that.
MCU.
I can see that. I could see. I know that her trauma is what's doing this, and there might be something bringing her back.
Sure.
That, like, 'cause in the 4th episode, they're like, oh, someone's controlling this. That's not necessarily her.
Right. Mephisto is his name.
Mephisto?
Mephisto. And a reason why the theory that I was looking at was saying that was in the Loki TV show that Disney's putting out this year.
Yeah.
In the trailer, there is a ceremony that's going on between 2 of the characters, and behind them is like a stained glass kind of like traditional like church kind of looking thing, but instead of Jesus is Mephisto. It's like the devil there. So they're thinking like he's going to be tied into this whole phase 4.
So I think her trauma is definitely what's fueling this, and there's probably someone poking her. I think it's one of the townspeople.
I think it's the blonde chick.
No.
Because she seems like the evil one.
No, it's the funny one. No, the funny one's trapped.
The funny one? Who's the funny one?
I'm saying that like you can picture the movies that I've seen her in my head. She was in Bad Moms.
Oh, the girl that's talking with
the black guy.
Yeah. So apparently she's. I think the theory is that she is actually a witch herself, and she's like the witch of that like trained Scarlet Witch and everything in the comics. I forget what her name is, but
every time, so I can see that. So every time you kind of see her in the show so far has been guiding her to go do something.
To do something.
As in resetting her from the path that she was. And the only time it seemed kind of out of that character was on the 3rd episode when she was talking with that black guy. First off, what black guy saw through the wall?
I got distracted.
I got distracted just staring at you. Oh, what?
It's interesting. So I guess there's a few questions out there, right? Like because even the doctor that found the TV and like figured it all out, who's from Thor, I can't remember her name, but she shoot, I lost my train of thought. What was going on?
She's from Thor.
Yeah. Oh, but she even said she was like, he's dead, right? Like he wasn't blipped, like he's actually dead. Like he didn't disappear with the snap. So it's interesting to see like is he actually like in this, or is he actually dead? Because like he seems to be.
He seemed real,
He
especially
did.
on the last one where
At
he
the end.
realized like.
He's like, do you want to stay here? And she's like, this is our home. And he's like, are you sure?
Yeah.
And then like he doesn't smile. He like smiles at the end.
Yeah,
He goes,
and it does that weird smirk, awkward. It's like, oh yeah, she crazy. She's crazy smile. Like I made a mistake.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think after this 4th episode, I was excited. Like
I got excited at the 3rd.
Yeah.
When the black girl disappeared, I was pretty excited. I'm like, what's going on?
Like we're now doing some things.
Yeah, we're not.
But it's
doing
interesting to like, and I even like the small details of like in the 3rd episode when she shoots her out of the reality, or wherever they are, and then it goes from standard edition to widescreen. I just thought like even that small shit was like really cool, like to watch. But yeah, I'm excited to see where this all goes. I've been watching like YouTube videos of like people just talking about where Phase 4 of the MCU is going and like who's gonna be who's gonna be like introduced and stuff. But like it's even gonna be cool because now you have X-Men under the MCU. Like they're not under Fox anymore, so they can start incorporating them into everything. Which I heard the first we're gonna see of it is we
Deadpool?
might.
Is that where the first they're gonna see?
Well, I heard the first X-Men that we're gonna see is we're possibly gonna see Storm in the next Thor movie.
Okay.
And then they're gonna kind of spin off from there. Which I mean, Storm needs to have a movie by now. Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Storm is how they just did the last spin-off movie of the red one, the girl from what's her face?
But that was still under Fox. That was the last movie under Fox. Now it's under.
They're spin-offs.
But the way that they can now
Fantastic
incorporate, which I heard John Krasinski and his wife Emily. God, what's her last name? Emily Blunt. They're supposed to be. They might be Mr. and Mrs. Fantastic. So, but it's cool just to see now that we can have, because X-Men played such a big part in different Avengers plot lines and all that sort of stuff. So it'll be cool to see like how they incorporate X-Men into all of it. And then I think, I mean they even pushed out the what's her name, Black Widow movie. That we're still waiting for that to launch. We're gonna get Loki this year.
Yeah.
I remember one of the interviews I was watching was like the head of Marvel, or all the films and everything like that. And he's like, so we've given you something. I think we've given you movies about 5-6 years out. He's like, I just want to let you know, whenever we give you that, like we already have planned 5 years after that. So like they have the next decade basically planned out of where they're going with this. But if you think about it, the whole Infinity Wars thing, that took what?
2 years?
No, from the original Iron Man to then that came out in 2003?
Yeah.
And that ended in 2018, 2019? So that was like 16 years.
Yeah, but everything kind of did get pushed up on a faster timeline, so I'm excited. I'm going to be so old watching these movies.
I know.
Can't wait.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It is what it is, right?
It is what it is.
Let's see, the other movie that we watched this week was Outside the Wire on Netflix. I haven't even talked to you off this podcast of what your thoughts were on it. So, if you don't know, Outside the Wire is a Netflix original starring Anthony Mackie.
Captain America.
No. Well, he's the new one, right?
Yeah.
But before that, he
Respect him in his future.
Before that, he was the Silver Eagle.
The Silver Eagle.
I'm sticking to it.
How much alcohol is in that cup?
Not much. I mean, the drink's almost gone, so not much.
Okay,
anymore.
all right. Past tense, there was a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was that, and then
I forget what the other dude is.
it's not important. It's really not important.
He's cute though. No. So
no.
Tell us the plot line of this Netflix original movie.
Plot line. I'm an Army sergeant. No, I'm an Army personnel.
Drone pilot.
I'm an Army drone pilot. I like to take things in my own hands. So I got told an order. I'm gonna do the opposite of order because I see what it is. I'm gonna save lives.
Yep, 26 of them.
It was 30. It's 38
Oh.
versus 2. I remember because they brought it up multiple times, and I did that. And he basically called on a drone strike, saving 38 people, killing two of them, and he was reprimanded for that.
Yep.
And in his reprimand, he got sent off behind the wire.
Mm-hmm.
And behind the wire, he is suited or connected to Anthony Mackie, who is a pretty high up in the Army hierarchy. And almost immediately, you find out he's a robot.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, how did a robot get up this high? And he's like, well, only you and someone else knows about this. And why am I picked? I picked you. Mm-hmm. But why? Shut up. And get in this call. Like, tell me about your girl.
Spoken to, right?
Yeah. Like,
yeah, so basically, he was a drone pilot. He, like you were saying, he defied an order and ended up bombing this thing to save some people.
Right.
And they saved him, or they reprimanded him by putting him basically on the actual front lines of things.
Yes.
Hoping that it will teach him a lesson and not waste people's lives and defy orders and stuff. So then it's basically the relationship between him and Mackie. And then
it was very
iRobot meets the Army.
Almost, but no. What's that Denzel movie where he was being a
Training Day?
Yeah, it's very almost that kind of.
iRobot means Training Day.
Yeah, but it was very more of that. It was like I'm gonna do things my way. You gonna come or you gonna come? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I wish he would.
Oh my God. And then when he started doing illegal things, he was like. So the first thing he was
that's when his moral compass kicks in.
Hold on. Yeah, so he started doing illegal things, and he's like, how can you do this? You're a robot. So I can do what I want until you tell me I can't do.
Right, so then he finds out that, like, he's really the one in control. Like, since he's a human, he's the ranking officer, even though he's ranked higher than him.
Yeah. All you gotta do is tell me not to do it. He's like, okay, not do it. No, but your moral compass is wrong, so I don't gotta listen to you, because you let me get away with it before.
Yeah.
What is this lazy writing?
There was
stupid people. Are you kidding me?
There was enough, like, they put enough sentient, like, understanding in the robot where if someone's, like, moral compass was wrong, they could, like, override whatever their decision was. And then that ends up being the overall thing where he's like, oh no, I'm gonna actually bomb America. Anthony Mackie's character, because this is going because this is going to save humanity, because I'm going to kill 1 million people with this nuke that apparently the Soviets know about in Ukraine or what have you. So I think the writing was very lazy.
Yeah,
the action was pretty dope.
Yeah. No, I would have to say, like. Okay, so the one action scene I did not like, so when they dropped off the stuff, the medicine at the hospital, and the assassin guy was hopped up on a bus and he shot down, right? And then, like, he let loose quite a few shots.
Right.
One, he definitely shouldn't have missed. Yeah. And ripped through another, like, he ripped through a few people. And then Anthony, one shot, got him. Oh, okay. You got laser fucking precision.
I mean, he's a robot. He probably has, like, Tesla radar, whatever. You don't know what he sees.
Tesla radar, huh?
Yep, that's
what you're going with?
Yep. You don't have to drive when you do it. You just put it in autopilot. They click the autopilot button and he just shoots people in the head with laser point accuracy.
The action was great. Yep. I did like the action. What I did not like, so many things. The climactic scene where he called in a drone strike onto the area where he was. It was kind of like, oh, full circle. He was like, hey, you better get out. It's coming.
Right.
But people are here. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, now it's nice to see what what people on the floor have to deal with.
I mean, he was like, yeah, and? Like, yeah, it's coming, though. You better not be there, Playboy. He's like, no, but people. And then that scene where he was just over there behind the barricade. People died. And he's just dead. And then we were just like, but, oh, it's coming. One lady, you come. I'm going to save you. The 13 other people died because I was too scared to move. No one's shooting at me, right? No one was shooting at him.
Gotta pick your battles.
What battles? He wasn't getting shot at.
Too good and evil.
It was the evil robots versus the American evil robots. Why are you getting mad at me? Yeah. They were shooting at each other. Yeah. He could have just been like, hey, you folk, come on. We're going to crawl over here into this deli that doesn't have anything to sell. And then...
They're in a war zone.
It wasn't at first.
What do you think? They're going to give out baguettes? I don't know. What do they serve in Russia? I don't know.
Bullets.
Vodka.
They serve bullets.
Vodka.
Because they dead, son. They dead. So, like, all right. So he's frozen. Save one person. The same panic white girl that was staring at him the whole time, just like, help. Like, no, I'm looking directly at you. There's no help. Help. Like, that's all. Finally saved her. And then didn't she die from the explosion? Yeah. Because
she didn't survive.
I hated that whole scene. It gave you unnecessary...
I think that's just teaching you a life lesson that no matter what you do...
Don't join the army.
People are going to die.
Touché.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was lazy. It felt like there was a lot of loopholes just with the AI intelligence part.
Want another loophole?
Yeah.
Okay. So the last scene... Well, not the last scene, the whole last scenario, where they were able to track him.
Yeah.
A very smart,
center.
A very smart, sentient robot by location. By he not thinking that he'd rip out the GPS of a car that he had, tracked him down, tracked him to the location, and then one man would go in there against the smartest robot known to man, the one who's never seen action, who didn't shoot the guns to save the white ladies in the beginning, minutes before. He was supposed to go in and kill the smartest robot known to man?
I guess.
Oh, and his ling was like, oh, send me in. What if it don't work? You could just say that never happened. You
never found me.
This is billions of dollars.
Right, because they were just going to bomb the whole thing.
Yeah, they were just going to bomb the whole thing.
What I don't get is, like, how does it work that you can bomb a nuke, and then if the nuke explodes, it doesn't explode as a nuke?
Because the science of it is shitty writing. So...
Because I feel like if you blow up a nuke, like, it blows up as a nuke, right?
Yeah.
Like, whether the nuke detonated or you blew up a bomb.
And I think it's like... Unless you remove pieces from it and then detonate
it's not deactivated.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, but what he did, which you didn't see, is while he was standing there for the 14 minutes over the robot, as it was firing up the missile behind him. No, what you don't understand is humanity deserves a second chance.
He just wanted to be back home with his wife.
And you're telling me from the inside of that building to all the way to the outside, the 30 seconds...
30 seconds and he escaped. That was my biggest gripe.
30 seconds to run out of the 22 stairwells.
It took him 30 minutes to find him.
The 22 the stairwells,
and it wasn't elevator. Like he narrowly escaped. He was in a car and about 5 miles away, driving away, when it finally exploded.
Writing. All you had to do was set the timer back. Say he left at 2 minutes, and it would have been okay.
He was an anthem by the time he got away from me.
Fucking 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
He was Usain Bolt.
I was gonna say Usain Bolt. Couldn't have made that shit.
He was out. He was out. He's done.
I hate it. I hated it so much. The logic behind it. I'm gonna kill America. It's gonna save more lives. Shut up.
Got to kill 1 million people to save 1 billion.
Just add an extra patty to Burger King. That'll kill us faster than what you're trying to do.
Another chicken sandwich.
Hey,
we line up.
Bring
for
back
that.
the McRib.
Mm-hmm.
But
Have you
yeah.
ever had the McRib?
Yes.
I've never had it once.
It's delicious.
Is it good?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's amazing.
I don't. Is it meat?
It's delicious.
It's good.
It's delicious. That's
It's
all I'm
good.
gonna tell you.
Okay.
McDonald's sponsors. All right.
And then I think the last thing that we are gonna touch upon this week is just the PS5 struggles.
Yes.
That are going out there.
Mainly your PS5.
Well, yeah,
struggles.
my PS5. I just need a safe place to vent.
Yeah.
I have been trying to secure one for a while now. I follow like 4 or 5 different Twitter pages and I set up alerts for all of them that will give you, you'll basically get like a notification that's like, hey, this is about to drop in 20 minutes, and then you basically just have to get the luck of it, and I never get lucky enough to actually pick it up. So I think I've been trying for like 5 or 6 weeks now with different drops, and a coworker and I were doing it at the same time, and he actually ended up getting it at one point in December from, I think, Walmart. So lucky him, but I've just been striking out left and right over and over. I really want one.
Have you tried getting good?
So
Being good?
yeah, no, people have said that.
Yep.
And
Have you put your faith in the Lord?
every day.
And he hasn't came through with a PS5 yet?
Not yet.
Man.
But you know, it's God's timing.
Hey,
not
big
mine.
guy, what's going on?
God's timing, not mine. Maybe
Yep.
it's not my time to have a PS5.
Amen.
Y'all gonna get y'all.
Shut up, Juntao. Shut up, Dragon Ball Durag.
I do. I do think it's crazy that when did it originally launch? It was summer-ish?
No, November.
November?
Yeah.
It's only been that long.
Yeah.
The
was
way
like- it
that
was
they
November-
just hold out on stock and production to just keep the drive going is insane.
It's honestly, it's smart.
Oh yeah, but it's also rude.
It's definitely rude. And I'm so glad that I tried one time and then I realized I don't need it, and I've never tried since.
Yeah, I don't have the same.
You don't have a game to play.
Well, I want to play like the Miles Morales. I know I can
Okay.
play it on PS4, but I want to play it on PS5.
That's fair.
I want to play the new Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't.
I do. I would like when Cyberpunk comes out on PS5. I would like to play Cyberpunk.
How big are you going to make your virtual penis?
Life size.
Life size?
So I hope they have an inverted option.
Inverted?
An inverted penis.
So it's like your belly button?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just 2 of them.
Yeah. So for the peanut gallery in the back,
What up,
Cyberpunk
peanuts?
has the ability to give your character boobs and penile functions.
You can customize your genitalia.
Over there. I ain't gonna mention no names.
Yep.
You can
So-
customize your genitalia.
Yeah.
Is that before or after you get through all the glitches?
It's before,
I
actually.
think
They
yeah.
they got the penile stuff
Yeah,
pristine.
Priority.
No glitches with that. Hey, you want some junk and some things? We got both of those.
I just
Line
want
up.
I just want to know like where in the storyline that comes into play.
Probably never.
No,
Probably,
you're just allowed to customize.
Yeah, I honestly, I'm here for it. I'm ready. I'm here to make a black guy with boobs and some junk with a blonde fro. This, and then out there just whipping them things out.
So you get to make an avatar or something like that?
Yes.
Yeah, your character. You
Yeah.
gotta. They just took it to the next. I mean, you got to customize a lot of your characters in RPG games.
Yeah,
But they took it to the next level where you can design your pubic hair and your
Oh
how big your wiener is and all that sort of stuff.
He gonna have them things. You know what I'm telling
So
you,
he can
bro?
dip it in that thing.
Hey. Thanks.
And you can make it blonde hair and everything.
Yeah, you can do whatever you
Yes.
want. You can, whatever shape.
He's gonna have a scar on his left cheek. One eye's gonna be blue. One eye's gonna be green.
For what reason?
Just 'cause
I
you
was
can.
thinking of a joke as I was saying it, and I couldn't do it. So here's my point with
Okay.
the PS5. Back
Yeah.
to it. You don't have a game to play. That's my point.
Yeah,
you could
but
just
like,
take your time.
But here's the thing. I want it.
I get it. We're in your mansion. You have several rooms, not with a big screen TV and game system. I get it. You need to buy it for one of your 15 rooms. Okay.
50 Shades of Bed by Nine.
No.
God bless her.
No.
Everyone.
I hope y'all can't hear her. Because she
I don't
is
think they
ridiculous.
can. They maybe can on the video. They probably,
Probably,
won't
yeah.
here.
But yeah,
Um,
okay. You don't need it. I get it. I would love it
But to
too.
all those people out there that are in the same boat as I am, my advice to you, just give up. And I'll let you know when I secure it, and then then you're free to get back in the market.
Why don't you secure the bag first? All right?
No, the bag's
Why don't you
secured.
take $200,
The
start
bag-
an LLC, and then get some real wealth going?
I am obsessed with those memes with the Reddit people for the billionaires. They're like, oh, why didn't you save?
All right, next time you go to McDonald's, instead of the double cheeseburger, get a regular cheeseburger with that 20 cents. Go start an LLC
Right.
and get some real wealth.
Yeah.
I died.
Yeah, they're funny.
I died.
They're funny.
But back to PS5. The
Uh.
first time I'm going to attempt to get a PS5 and I will get it religiously is when Horizon Forbidden West drops.
Right. You do
And-
love your Horizon Zero Dawn.
Boy, I will threaten someone if they say anything bad about that game.
If you came home one day and Andrew was in cosplay of Alloy, what would you do? Dip your thing in something.
Some things would be some dip to get some dip. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was great. Yeah, I would.
Bust it down.
Have you played the game?
Yeah, I played the first one.
Oh, you played it too?
I didn't play it all the way through.
Oh, okay.
No.
I would be, since I played it multiple times, I'd be like, oh, mother. Instead of Jesus. some stupid shit. Yeah, all right. I love the game. It was my favorite game of 2017, and I'll never take that back.
All right. That's fair.
All right. Do we got anything else to talk about?
I don't.
Alright.
I want a nap. I want to take a nap. This drink is empty. This
Okay.
cup, this giraffe cup. Again, thank you to our sponsor, Giraffe Cup.
Giraffe Cup, thank you.
When you need a cup and you like giraffes, Giraffe Cup.
All right, so this was the first episode of Season 2 of Bed by 9. We would like to thank our sponsors, Giraffe Cup. We would like to thank Blue and Bella. We would like to thank the audience in the back, Juntao and Thundercat, the musician.
That was me playing the bass.
I have been Hev.
And I am Keith Stonelight.
I hate it more. I hate it more.
Sticking to it.
All right, y'all
Love
take
y'all.
care.
Talk to you later.
See you next week.
Bye.